Was good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger. And now, first things first, before we go ahead and get started, I gotta go ahead and say thank God for another day and another opportunity. Now, as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, today I got a very special build in store for y'all. Now, I'm gonna be calling it the two-way post sharpshooter, but this build is actually a Kevin Durant 3-level scorer build, and when it comes down to it, this is one of the best small forwards that you can possibly make, especially when it comes down to the way that I'm bringing it to y'all today. Now look, we're going to be able to get anywhere from 78 to 83 badges off rip, and then when it comes down to the takeovers, we're going to be able to get sharpshooting, post scoring, and rim protecting at the height of 6'11". Now we're getting pro dribble moves out of this build as well as contact dunks, but when it comes down to our attributes, the ones in which we're able to reach a 100 plus for with attribute boosts and all that are going to be the driving dunk, the post control, mid-range shot, 3-point shot, interior defense, as well as our block. And I'm telling y'all, like I said earlier, this build is definitely going to remind me of Kevin Durant. Now look, I just want to say thank you for everybody stopping by and showing your support. And if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family, and last but definitely not least, comment down TG for thank God, as well as where you're tuning in from, and I most definitely will be sure to get back to y'all with a response. Now, as you can see from the gameplay, we're able to move pretty nicely, score on any end of the floor, as well as play that elite defense on all 4 levels. So I know y'all have enjoyed what y'all have seen so far, so let's get into the breakdown of this build. We gotta go ahead and make sure that we make it out of the small forward position. Now when it comes down to the body settings, I'm gonna go ahead and put this build all the way up to 6'11". Now when it comes down to the weight, go ahead and put this to 210. And then as for the wingspan, I'm gonna go with 7 feet exactly with a body shape of built, or you can go ahead and pick defined. Now from here, if you followed every single step, we're all set to go. Let's get into the breakdown of first the finishing. So when it comes down to the post control, max this all the way out to a 99. Now when it comes down to the driving dunk, put this all the way up to an 85. And then as for when it comes down to the driving layup, put this to an 80. And then when it comes down to the close shot, this is already set to go and finished. Now with these 21 badges, I like Limitless Takeoff, Pro Touch, even Acrobat, and then Silver Slithery with Giant Slayer. Now for tier 2, I'm looking at Fearless Finisher with Posterizer. And for tier 3, these are solid badges that you can pick from, but I really think that tier 2 and tier 1 is honestly the better area of this build. Now when it comes down to the next area, the shooting, I'm going to go ahead and put my mid-range shot all the way up to an 82. Now as for when it comes down to my 3-pointer, I'm going to put this all the way up to an 85, and right there, we get a total of 23 badges. Now if you want to be sure to take this build into any game mode, go with the free throw of a 71. Now with these badges, I like Agent 3, Midi Magician, Space Creator, Volume Shooter with Amped, but then also for tier 2, Green Machine, and then for tier 3, Limitless Range. Now that's what makes this build really special, and especially if you're looking to be versatile on the offensive end, I think this is the perfect setup to start with. Now when it comes down to the pass accuracy, I'm going to go with the 70. As for the ball handle, put this up to a 75, and right there, we have a good amount of badges to start with. And then when it comes down to my speed with ball, I'm going to go ahead and put this up to a 69, and we get a total of 14 badges. Now I like Climb Breaker, Handles for Days. Quick First Step on Hall of Fame is what's really going to be special in my opinion. Then we also get Vice Grip with Unpluckable in Hall of Fame. Now with the offensive end, this is what we're going to be looking like, but when it comes down to the defensive end, there's going to be some pretty special areas of this as well. So for the interior, make sure you put this to an 80, 70 when it comes down to the perimeter, and then as for the steal, leave it as is. Go ahead and put the block all the way up to an 88, and then as for when it comes down to the defensive rebound, go with the 70, and right there we get a total of 16 badges. Now the badges actually are what's going to be most important, we get Challenger, Glove, and Interceptor with Gold Workhorse, but look, we still get Silver Box Out Beast, Hall of Fame Chase Down Artist, Silver Post Lockdown, Anchor, Pogo Stick, and even Rebound Chaser. Now, this is what the build is going to be looking like when it comes down to the main attributes, but as far as for the physicals, go ahead and put your speed up to a 75. As for the acceleration, max this out to a 76. 70 when it comes down to our strength. Now to get contact dunks, make sure you go with the 75 for our vertical. Put the rest into our stamina, and right there, we put this to a 95 and we get a 99 overall. And remember the +4 that we do get from our gym rat badge. Now if you buy your own boost, that's going to be a +5 towards our main 4 attributes. Then if you do decide to run with a teammate with Hall of Fame Florida General, that's another +4. The better you play, your stats also gradually will raise. And then you get a +10 towards whichever 2 takeovers when activated. So let's go ahead and find out. So look, we get the sharpshooting, rim protecting, as well as the post scoring. Now since we have a pretty overpowered finishing end, I would go ahead and first pick Limitless Range or Paint Intimidation. I'm going to go with the rim protecting takeover first. Now the second one, I'm going to pick Limitless Range, and you can go ahead and pick however you like based off of the takeovers. If you want to go ahead and throw in the post scoring over either of these, that's another really good option to start with. I'm going to base it off of the attributes to get the most bang for my buck, but let's go ahead and get started with the build name. Now we should be getting these 3 comparisons if you followed every single step, and as y'all can see, we have created none other than the 3-level score, also known, like I told y'all earlier, as the 2-way post sharpshooter, because of what this build can do. Now I really like the comparisons of Brandon Ingram and Michael Porter Jr., but also throw in Kevin Durant into that mix, and I'm telling y'all, these 3 players are going to make up what this build can do. Now look, with the takeover boost like I mentioned earlier, and all the previous ones, add up all of this, and I'm telling y'all, you'll find out your true potential depending on which takeovers you picked. Now if you want to make any changes or adjustments, go ahead and do so, but let's get into the breakdown of the badges. Now for the finishing end, I'm going to go with Bronze Acrobat, Silver Limitless Takeoff, Slithery, Posterizer, Fearless Finisher, with Hall of Fame Court Backdown Punisher, Post Spin Technician, and Pro Touch. Now if you want to go with any other post scoring badges, you can definitely do so, or include Fast Twitch and match your out of tier 3. I decided to go ahead and use my core badge out of tier 2 Backdown Punisher, and this is really going to make a huge difference on the offensive end. Now with the shooting, I'm going to go with the Bronze Clutch Shooter, Silver Agent 3, Core Limitless Range, Gold Green Machine, Amped, Hall of Fame Midi Magician, Space Crater, and Volume Shooter. Now here's going to be the jump shots that we can pick and recreate from. Now one of them will be Kevin Durant, like I mentioned earlier, of who this build reminds me of. And I think these are going to be the main badges needed in order to get the best out of our shooting. Now for the playmaking, I'm going to go with Bronze Clamp Breaker, Handles for Days, Mismatch Expert, Bailout, Silver Special Delivery, with Hall of Fame Quick First Step on Core, as well as Vice Grip. Now if you throw extra badges into your playmaking, it's going to make a huge difference because you're going to be able to get Unpluckable on Hall of Fame as the core badge, and then you can use your remaining badges towards all of these other ones put on. Now when it comes down to the defensive end, I decided to go ahead and put on Bronze Rebound Chaser, also Glove, Silver Box Out Beast, Core Anchor, with Hall of Fame Chase Down Artist. Now this is what the defensive end is going to look like, but especially with the versatility of this build and which attributes I upgraded, I think it makes it fit to be one of the best defensive builds, especially for a 2-way. Now look, let me know what y'all thought about this build down below. Did you recreate it exactly how I brought it to y'all, or did you make your own version? Now I just want to say thank y'all for the support, and if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family, and last but definitely not least, comment down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from, and I'll be sure to hit y'all back with the response. But with all that being said, man, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.